Hi, I'm Neil Sackmary.
Hi, I'm State Trooper Sean Hagstrom with the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol Division, PEIO. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Trooper Talk.
And together, we can make a difference. Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios with this edition of Trooper Talk. We have Trooper Hagstrom, we have Sergeant Clifton, and in the middle, we have a special guest who has done some extraordinary things. Please introduce yourself.
My name is R. Byron Stringer. I'm a retired Metro police officer and the author and creator of the Toe Tag Monologues.
And so we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
So the basis of the Trooper Talk is we always want to talk about going inside the life of the Nevada State Police. But you have done something that is absolutely extraordinary, and we would like to talk about it. And so please tell us about your service and how you got to this point.
I graduated from Rancho High School, became a police cadet, worked for Metro for 26 years, did the DARE program, worked all over the Las Vegas Valley. And so years ago, I created a nonprofit organization called Vision Theatrical Foundation. And then I created the Toe Tag Monologues. What I did was I took a lot of the stories from the streets, teen suicide, bullying, drive-by shootings, and I created monologues that are performed by kids. And the mission of the Toe Tag Monologues is to get people to talk about their pain and their trauma and drama on the inside so that we can get them help.
We talk about when it comes to the parole and probation, right, is that sometimes people, good people, make one bad choice, and all of a sudden then they meet you and the staff.
They do.
And this is not a good scenario.
No.
And so it takes from organizations like this that really, when we talk about what we do and the hope for prisoners and things like this, that the parole and probation department really tries to get someone to be positive in their life from maybe sometimes that was not such a great thing.
That's so true. I mean, we rely really heavily on groups like his to assist us in rebuilding people's lives, right? There's only so much that me as a PO can do. I'm not a trained counselor, I have my street knowledge, say it right, but someone who's doing it every day. I wear so many different hats. I arrest someone today, I got to counsel someone tomorrow, got to go to court the next day, right? I do so many different things. But a group that has like focus like this, where you can build back people's lives, you can teach them the skills that they need to, get through their problems and break the chains of addiction or like you said, cutting, things like that. Like that's so important, and there are great valued community partners. I haven't had a chance to work with you yet, but maybe we'll talk. So
It is all about educating the public here. And this is great. This is one of the reasons I wanted to bring on Byron today, is because he has such a great story. And this is something that's probably going to go nationwide, and already has, because they're able to put it on YouTube. It's assisting our young teens and youth and showing them that there's other ways to get help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we need more people like Byron out there getting the word out, because we don't want these teens to get in trouble down the road, so they don't have to run into a state trooper or Metro Police or anybody in the Vegas Valley that's in law enforcement, and then end up having to go through Clifton and getting that whole realm of everything. Because, eventually it comes from us back to him.
Yep.
But if we can do something prior, like Byron's doing, this is excellent. This is stuff that we need to get that information out so they can get the help. They can talk to counselors, parents, and I'm sure he makes himself available along with other people, and that's the reason that we have this education going out there. And we've talked numerous times, and even in life, we always want to plan ahead. You know what I mean? Our lives, we want to make things better. Even when we leave from work or school, we should have a plan that, hey, this is what I'm going to do the rest of the day, but I'm not going to drive crazy because I left early and I know I'm going to make it at this time to meet my friends or whatever. It just, little things can contribute to better things in the future.
When someone gets arrested, but generally speaking, from the time they are put into handcuffs and then they are taken to the jail and then they have to sit in this room with all these people for 12 hours And then after the 12 hours, and then they finally get a chance to talk to somebody. And as soon as they're nasty to that person, then they go sit in another cell for another 12 hours until they figure out what to do with the person. Right? So, and that's before you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? And so, we need a way to be able to get a hold of people that might be in a situation where they need a little bit of help. And so that doesn't make somebody a bad person. It just means that in a situation right now, they made a bad choice. But and in some of these choices, right, they can have dire consequences, right?
Neil, I say the same exact thing. I always tell kids and young adults and people, because people are hurting. It's not just our kids, people are hurting. And when you watch television, you look across America, we realize that people in general are hurting. The young kids who never get help end up becoming adults who need help. But I always tell kids that you're not a bad person, you just made a bad choice. And so you took the words right out of my mouth. If we can get people to understand that just because they made those bad choices, that doesn't dictate who they are for the rest of their life, that they can now turn things around and start making good choices. If we can get kids to critically think about things, see, they done some studies and they found out that most boys' brains don't really mature until they're about 24 years old. They'll start doing things and they really don't know why they've done them. But if we can get young adults to just think things through, if they can do that, they'll make better choices.
It's also now getting darker earlier. So now we have to be even more vigilant about when we're driving on the freeways. And when we're driving impaired or we're speeding, these are consequences that certainly end up, if you make the wrong choice, you could end up with Sergeant Clifton. And now we're going to face this camera back again. All right, and you see that monitor up there? Up top right?
Yes.
So that's what it's seeing, right?
Okay.
So make sure you give everybody a big wave and tell everybody thank you, okay? We'll see you later.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.